The morning rush at Bean There coffee shop had finally died down when Sarah noticed him. A teenage boy standing just inside the door, shoulders hunched, eyes red from crying. He couldn't have been more than 15. As she watched, he pulled some coins from his pocket and started counting them slowly, his hands trembling. Sarah's heart tightened. After 6 years of working as a barista, she'd gotten good at reading people. This wasn't just a kid wanting coffee, something was wrong. "Can I help you?" she called out gently. The boy startled, quickly wiping his eyes with his sleeve. He approached the counter hesitantly, still clutching the coins. I need to get something for my mum," he said, his voice barely above a whisper. "She's in the hospital. They said she might—" He trailed off, swallowing hard. Sarah felt her chest ache. She knew that look, the weight of worry too heavy for young shoulders. She'd worn it herself years ago when her own mother was sick. "What's her favourite drink?" Sarah asked softly. "Caramel macchiato," he replied, dumping his coins on the counter. "But I only have $2.75. I thought it was more." His voice cracked. Sarah glanced at her own purse hanging behind the counter. Inside was her last $5 bill, meant for bus fare home. She'd been stretching every dollar since her rent went up, and payday was still 3 days away. But looking at the boy's devastated face, she didn't hesitate. She pulled out the bill and added it to his coins. "1 caramel macchiato coming right up," she said warmly. "And how about some cookies too, on the house?" The boy's eyes widened. "Really, but really?" Sarah smiled, already starting on the drink. "Sometimes we all need a little kindness." She carefully crafted the macchiato, adding an extra caramel drizzle and a small heart design in the foam. As she handed it over with a bag of chocolate chip cookies, the boy's eyes welled up again, but this time with gratitude. "Thank you," he whispered. "You don't know what this means." Sarah watched him leave, knowing she'd have to walk the 5 miles home in the rain. But seeing his shoulders straighten as he carefully carried the drink, she knew it was worth it. An hour later, her phone rang, an unknown number. The voice on the other end was warm but professional. "Is this Sarah Mitchell? This is Diana Chen. My son James just told me what you did for him today." Sarah's breath caught. "Oh, yes, I hope the drink was okay." "More than okay," Diana said, her voice thick with emotion. "But what you did, showing such kindness to my boy when he was scared and hurting, that meant everything." There was a pause, then Diana continued. "I'm the CEO of Chen Enterprises. We've been looking to expand our corporate wellness program, starting with in-house coffee shops in all our locations. After what James told me, would you be interested in running them?" Sarah nearly dropped the phone. Chen Enterprises was one of the largest companies in the city. This kind of opportunity. Yes, she managed, "but I don't have management experience." "You have something more valuable," Diana said firmly. "You have heart. The rest we can teach. Besides," she added with a gentle laugh, "I'm still in the hospital for observation, but I'd love to discuss the details over a caramel macchiato." Sarah smiled, tears pricking her eyes. "I'd like that very much." 2 months later, Sarah stood in the gleaming new coffee shop in Chen Enterprises headquarters, her coffee shop. As she trained her staff, she made sure they understood her most important rule: kindness comes first, always. And in her office hung a framed $5 bill, a reminder that the smallest acts of compassion can change lives in the biggest ways. If this story touched your heart, remember that kindness costs nothing but can be worth everything. Sometimes the hardest moments bring the most beautiful surprises, and helping others helps us find our own way forward.